temporal, mortal. Not having ability to see clearly. Now, man doesn't have ability to see clearly, so there are things he doesn't understand. And God does not really blame man, because man is man. Now, I'm going to share it with you now, because two of them short, maybe in another like 30 minutes, I'm going to be through with it. Then I'll invite Reverend David. And I would like you to benefit from it. The first one is the art of dethroning gods. And I don't want to do a lot of worrying you with words. I want you to understand. Understanding the art of dethroning gods. I'm not making it verbose, so that it will not look like a mystery. I will just make it simple. But it is the knowledge that belong to God. Those who are in the hostels, can you start coming out? And those of us who want to share, can you start sharing on your handset to people so that they can connect to this type of revelation? Now, I would like you to listen. The earth does not change from the earth. The earth is a servant of realms. The earth is a servant of realms. Just like man is a servant of spirits. Man is a servant of spirits. Now, we have heard so many times that the earth belongs to men. God has given the earth to man, but God didn't abandon the earth to man. God is still in charge of the earth, even though he has given it to man. Father, have your way in the name of Jesus. Now, anytime God wants to do something new on earth, tangibly new on earth, what God does is that God brings men to the realm to influence the realm. So change doesn't start from the earth. It starts from realms. Now, a lot of people want change on earth. Like, this is the age of the church. The age of the church. And then we are saying that the age of the church is over. Now, the church cannot go to another level from the earth. If the church must go to another level, if the church must go to another level, there must be a new realm. I don't know whether I'm saying anything. There must be a new realm. If you look at yourself the way you are now, your appearance, you didn't choose it, and it was not determined by the earth. We were born by spirits, and then we look like spirits. I was saying yesterday, I said that sometimes why binding and losing ministry we never prosper is because the church doesn't understand the operations of Satan. They don't understand the operations of Satan because they don't understand creation. If you must understand the operations of Satan, you must understand creation, because the church does not understand creation, and they can't understand the operations of Satan. And then when they don't understand the operations of Satan, they tie their life to prayers. If I give this example now, you understand what I mean. When Jesus came to the earth, he knew that to start the church was not necessary. I'm talking like part of that realm. Please try and listen. When Jesus came to the earth, he knew that starting church wasn't necessary immediately until he sits down Because Jesus knew that he will guide the church, not God guiding the church. And Jesus also understand that the church will have enemies. That Satan is going to fight the church, his church. So he didn't start the church. He first of all won a personal enemy for his church. If I'm not kind, I wouldn't teach this. Let me try to see how I can make it simple. I said Jesus knew that if he didn't win death and Satan, that starting church is not as important. Because if Satan and death win him, Satan and death will still destroy the church. Maybe I don't know whether somebody's understanding what why some people are not prospering continuously is that they don't know there is a value that they should produce, and that value is not prayer. There is a value that they should produce that should cast shadow or provide protection for what they have. And that value, producing that value is more important than working, and it is not the duty of God to protect what you have. So Jesus didn't start the church and believe that God should protect it. I don't know whether somebody's because he called it my church. What I say he called it? Now, why do you believe that God is the duty of God to protect something that is your own, including your own life? It's not the duty of God to protect something that is owned by man. So what Jesus did, because Jesus have this intelligence, but this I'm sharing, where we share it is in the realm of God, not on earth, because it should not be man's knowledge. And you have to see clearly, to be patient to operate on earth as a God. If you can't see, there are certain decisions you can't take. It is not possible for somebody who is blind to be patient. I mean, who is spiritually blind. And a lot of churchy, normally, naturally, man want to lean on what he want to grow confidence in what he has achieved, because he's a perishable person. Spirits grow confidence in what they see, not in what they have achieved. Have you not seen why the cause is not he said the spirits are not encouraged by what they achieved. They are encouraged by what they see and what they know. Now I would like you to hear, there is a level of knowledge you will have. You will pity people. You will. Is it because what it means to be moral man is to be grassy, and that is perishable because of spiritual blindness. Because man is function. I think it was 2013 I preached on living from eternity. That is like 11 years now, and it was still here, looking from eternity. Now when I go to eternity and I stand at the brink of the last eternity, and we look towards this place to see man, what we do there is to keep laughing. Is to keep. Now that laughter is just to mock man. You see, because the spiritual and mental blindness does not allow man to win. this thing I'm telling you is why men worship gods. So shall I continue with it? Huh? If you don't understand what I'm talking about, they will make your days on earth very short. If you don't understand what I'm telling you now, they will make your days on earth not only very short, they will make your life on earth very unpleasant. You see, because there is no spirit that will take responsibility for protecting you. There is no direct relationship between God and men outside men who are better than others. So when God wants to help men, he passes through men. Those men who can see, and start helping those who can see. Now, so if you remove those men from yourself, then you will meet God. Maybe I don't know whether somebody is hearing what nobody goes to my Father except by me. As did they interpret it? Huh? So God will not allow you to know him. He will not allow you. He will not allow you to meet him. He will allow you to meet Jesus. The Ancient of Days will not allow you to meet him. He will allow you to meet the capital ambassador. And then it is what the capital ambassador provided for the Ancient of Days that he will depend on. Meanwhile, knowing him or choosing him is not a choice. You cannot love God until he gives you the capacity to love him. You don't determine to love God. I don't know whether somebody is hearing me. I say you, just like you don't use pig for sacrifice, you don't determine to be a sacrifice. You can only be a sacrifice after you are a being or sacrifice. Now, being a being or sacrifice means you have to be made. The earth does not change from the earth. Now, if you look at the firmament, that is the realm of the heavens. Now, a lot of people are making prophecies that God will change the earth, that rapture will happen. This is 2024, 2024. Those prophecies they are making because they are ignorant. The responsibility they are trying to place on spirit or God will never take it. Maybe somebody need to ask a question. I said the responsibility they are trying to place on God will never take those responsibilities. Now, those prophecies that pastors are making and say God will fulfill it, it's because they are ignorant. God does not fulfill prophecies. It's like high learning. Before Jesus came to the earth, Isaiah them were prophesying that he will come. Jeremiah, Moses, a prophet like unto me shall God sent. They were prophesying. You see, their prophecy was nebulous. We call it dark speeches because you see, they were into dark speeches because they were not sure of what they were saying. And the God does not trust that dark speeches. So when a young man is of dark speeches, God attach him to a God, to somebody who look like him. Now, if you are a God, you can't be into dark speeches because you behold similitude. Now, but when God raises God, he raises the subordinate of dark speeches, just like Aaron and Moses, so that Aaron can be moderated by a God man who is not into dark speeches. I have had so many men of God that we respect. Even some people are saying that Jesus will come in 2024. I will shake my head. I will shake my head. I said, how can somebody that people respect interpret Bible like this at this particular time? Do you know why I touched it? It is because it's unto death. There is something that somebody will say. You know that the angel that's saying it through him has already taken his life. Interpreting the scripture with the spirit of lies, we connect men to death very quick. I said that is what dark speeches do. Somebody said, just like our song, my God will do it. And then you close your eyes and get emotional. Now some of those things function from deception. Now and that is why in Nigeria, those who can see, they make mockery of the other race and then swindle them and become big. Because this other one don't know what they're supposed to know. So they take advantage of them. I don't know. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Now, because I don't have so much time, I would like you to hear me. If we say that the lion will come, whatever that the lion will depend on to come must be provided by men. So rapture cannot happen until rapture is not a heavenly thing. Rapture is an earth thing, and it doesn't concern everybody. When the angel went to Mary, Gabriel didn't go to everybody, because Jesus was about to call out the church from law and prophet. So rapture is a call out. When Moses was chosen to call out the people of Israel from Egypt, God didn't go to, when the mother of Moses took him and ran to River Nile to put him there, they were not two, it was him and Miriam. That is still how rapture will be. It's a family issue. When Noah was building ark, it wasn't everybody that was building ark. So why are people saying that that pattern is not still the same thing? Now, I am not guessing it. I am not doing prophecy. I am involved. If I am not involved, I will not live this way. Now, if I try to change, if you look at me and I change in 5 years, in 2 years, then I am a liar. Just like I told you that I will not have house. If you eventually discover that I had one plot of land anywhere, half. In the first place, can I be bold? Do you know? You don't know how powerful man is. Do you know the type of land I have? Do you know the kind of land I have? Do you know the kind of land? Do you know that in so many realms that we are still creating lands? Now I have ability to create a heavenly land that is full of bliss, and I will be struggling with a fallen land that we are still trying to recover from Satan. Maybe someone didn't get what I said. I said this one that is here now, we are still trying to recover it from Satan. So what will I be doing with this corrupt? Because Satan, I get to go toilet with his agent, at these lands. That is why people are dying now. And somebody say he has skin disease. It is from Satan's urine. Because Satan has been going to toilets, him and his agents everywhere. And then people went to the God was helpless. He went to the land that Satan went to toilet, and then murdered man, and then the guy has skin disease. And then the boy is not talking. Because the boy was created from a land where Satan. Somebody is thinking seriously. Now, don't think that is serious. Just because it will worry your life. Don't take that thing very serious. Because how can your life in so? Now, the land mass 78. Every plan, some of the nations inside the sea doesn't have name yet. But we cannot create a physical world until a spiritual world is created, and then we look at the archetype and then call it into being on earth. Now, this work I'm talking about now, it is not yet. Has not started. It's because God is looking for beings who can understand it and devote their life to it, so that he can use them to accomplish what I am already saying. I don't know what I'm saying anything. I said to accomplish what is it quite deep? The beginning of proper life on earth is that God should come on earth in a man, not by inviting him, but being a seed of a man, and then start. The process is not even rapture yet, but to create a firmament of the Lion of Judah, of the Ancient of Days, to create a firmament of the Ancient of Days. A firmament must be created in the heavens. Because sometimes I see people, they don't know the difference between rapture and second coming. And some people are interpreting it the way they want. Now, rapture is purely a revelational activity. When the Bible said, he shall come like a thief in the night, it means that rapture is meant for people who can see in the night. That is, those who have eyes to see in the night. Now, because the church that will be raptured is a prophetic church. Now, what prophetic means is that you must have divine ability to know some things on your own. Now, those who don't have ability to know things on their own, they can't be stolen like a thief in the night. The idea of stealing somebody is that God should make you to know some things on your own. So while you are looking, you will belong. So you will have a teacher in you that tell you that that thing that man is saying is what I have already shown you when you were sleeping. Did you hear what? Now, when that spirit put it in you, the spirit have already stolen you by putting that revelation in you. That is the first approach. And it's just like when Gabriel went to Mary in the night, also went to Joseph. It was a private conversation. That is like rapture. And then Mary grew Jesus. Mary gave birth to Jesus and was growing Jesus privately. And Jesus was going to carpentry workshop. He was 12 years. And the people who God chose, they were around that particular destiny. Yet nothing was going on. The earth was not bothered. Nobody cared about it. I said nobody. Nobody cared about it. But the Messiah was already growing. This I'm telling you started from Mary, and concerning Jesus, it happened for 30 years. Yet this was going on as usual, but the thief was stealing. Did you get it? Did you get it? If what I'm saying is nothing, have you not gone to book of Luke chapter 2? A woman lost her husband and she's called Anna. And the messianic spirit went to one woman and tell her, don't remarry. They didn't meet her inside church. It wasn't a preacher that told her. It wasn't a preacher. It was a spirit that went to Anna and said, you're not going to remarry. You're going to stay in the temple and make intercession until Israel get redemption or consolation. Redemption. You're going to stay in the temple. Now, the woman Anna was not preached to. The spirit of her mandate was in her by God. And then whether she's hungry in the temple or not, she doesn't want anybody to encourage her, because the person who gave her the job was with her there. Did you clap on your hand to what I just said? It's just like you want to encourage me. Are you encouraging me? The person that asked me to be like this is with me. I will not hear your voice. I will hear his voice. If you, when the meeting ended and you went to your room, I went to my room. I was there with him. He tells me what to do. If I am, there is no way I can look at another thing, because there is an occupation. He has already occupied my heart. Nobody will preach to you to steal you. If you don't have the spirit, you won't go, you will not be taken. Is it clear? Huh? I said nobody will preach to you. If you want to live from people's encouragement, then you don't have the spirit. Let me say it again. I say, if you want to live from people's encouragement, then you don't have the spirit, and you will not hang around messianism. You will fade out. Nobody will encourage you enough now. Excuse me, how do you encourage me to live like this? It's impossible. How can I live like this? Do you know? Maybe somebody didn't know. Listen, I born continuously without break. I don't know whether somebody can understand what I'm saying. I've already told them in the wilderness. I told somebody this morning, I said, this meeting will end and I'll be in Lagos on Sunday, and I will do Tuesday deliverance on Tuesday. There's no way I will not preach up to 16 times. And I will live here on Sunday. And then after that week, we're going to start 6 weeks. 6 weeks of prayer chain. Sometimes some people feel fever. I say fever will not help you. You see, because I will not slow down. Now, why I can go through that way? I was in the bush there praying, and I declared 6 weeks of prayer chain. I'm not even finished praying the one I'm praying. Now, when I was there, if I'm trying to feel weak, the spirit will tell me, start shouting. Get up and shout. You're wasting your time. Because I am already a slave Did you clap your hand too? He was not able to make it clear. Now also all those people who are preaching, doing prophetic declaration, telling you that this and so thing will happen in 24. If in 2024, if they live, it will never happen from the hand of God. Miriam, I'm talking about Moses because it's like, it's what? Moses stayed in the palace 40 years and they were planning to make him a pharaoh because from positioning he is son of Pharaoh's daughter, like in Hebrews chapter 11. So they were planning to make him a pharaoh. That is someone like the king of the earth at that time. But the spirit in Moses told Moses, you are not a pharaoh. Somebody should clap hand. A Jew and an Egyptian is fighting. Moses said, when they go left hand, buried. And then tomorrow another Jew and another Jew is going to say, why are you fighting? We are all slaves here. Why are you fighting? Come, let me settle you. One of them said, you think I didn't see you when you killed the other person? Now, the issue of either killing somebody or settling was a messianic spirit of the Jews that can never accept to be an Egyptian. George, you're clapping because you're getting it. Huh? I said that spirit will never accept to be an Egyptian. So if that spirit is not in you and you're waiting for I can't go to morning section because I'm feeling nausea. I said, this nausea you're feeling, when did you come here? We've been here since I just came yesterday. Now you're feeling nausea. Now, excuse me. Why some people are not growing is because of over follow up. And if you overfollow people up, they will keep creating problems. That thing you are trying to make them pamper them up and down, you will be tired yourself. The girl that loved Jesus so much, when other people were sleeping, the spirit of love inspired her and said, look for him. Peter, then we are all running away. The new apostle, big apostle, they locked themselves. Mary Magdalene start going to tomb. You don't teach her that. She said, she saw the garden. I said, Oga, there is a man that used to be very close to me. They killed him here through accusation. I want to. Where do you keep his body? Are you the one that asked her to get up? Do you know what happened to Mary before she get up? I started going only her. You don't preach it. I said you don't. No, you don't preach it. You don't preach it. The other day in the church there, I was saying, some people, they are looking at me. Did I preach on why kings go to battle in the night? I said, as I'm talking to you now, if I marry now, I will die. Are you the one that told me? Huh? I don't know date. If I lie down with a woman on a bed for 3 nights, I'm dead. This person you see here will not be alive. What I said, are you the one that told me? You said I should carry that woman in the car and keep on hearing her. I keep on hearing what she's saying for 3 hours. Every day is too much. 3 hours. Money and 3 hours. Hi. Hi. You don't. Have I not settled it? Let me go back to something in 2 minutes. Now, when God wants to change the earth, what we are prophesying now is change of the earth. And why the prophecy will never work is that we have not created a heaven that will change the earth. Where the church stopped now, where the church stopped, is the power of the Lamb that is sitting to rule. Is the power of the Lamb. Now, the throne of the Lamb is still controlling the earth. Is still controlling the earth. Now, and as long as the throne of the Lamb is controlling the earth, nothing outstanding can happen to the earth. When Mr. Mark was preaching, I wrote something and I marked it as studies last night. When you were talking about buying seat. Too much. The value of Jesus' life, it was just to buy a seat. Now, when he bought a seat, he sat down, and then the church started. And then from the seat. To get convert from seat was not difficult. In 9, from seat, he will take Apostle Paul. The man that wrote today of the Third Testament, Jesus wouldn't have converted Apostle Paul from the earth. Because Apostle Paul, with his intelligence of a lawyer and zeal, will not listen to Jesus. So Jesus got a stronger power. And then he hit him down. Made him blind. Then he started listening. Put your hand together for Jesus. I've left it. Not talking about it anymore. I've just left it. Now, a book like Ruling from the Firmament can give you more about what I just said. Or declaring judgment over fallen gods and their agents. But not really the way I have said it. What I'm going to do is when I go back to Lagos, by God's grace, I am going to make a book this way so that you can understand what I'm saying. Listen, a lot of believers in this village are declaring that they are Christians. And some of them have died shamefully. Why they have died shamefully is because this village is not being controlled by God. The heaven of this village, God is not in charge of it. It's a fallen gods. And so when we say we are servants of Jesus and we are under the influence of fallen God, instead of sharing destiny with God, we share destiny with the gods above us. So if Jesus is not dead and believers are dying, who is killing them? They are dying from gods that is not Jesus. Now, so what those gods do is to share destiny with them. But because they are children of those gods, because if a particular God is in your heaven, it is the duty of that God to get a woman pregnant through a man. So that they the woman. And then by sharing thought of that God, the God passes his destiny through the person. I've left it. Just because of time. And then that person that is given by a snake spirit, given birth by a snake spirit, thinking like a snake, suddenly says he's a child of God. When? Do another person give back to another person and somebody is claiming the fatherhood of another person? And if what I'm saying is not, why is this Southeast still like this? This place is being controlled by snake spirits that are in the sanctuaries. Why I started faulting my mother. I used to tell you that the one that was there, Mama told me that spirit chased her 2 times in her life. And then Mama was able to have a son that can sack the spirit. Now, the only difference between Mama and her and me is that spirit didn't influence my birth. If the spirit had influenced my birth, the spirit will influence my thinking and then made me to be subject to it. I don't know what it's not high knowledge now. I said, made me. And God knows that if I am born from that spirit, that this place will not exist. So from womb, he made sure that I was cut off. So when I look at the spirit, I said, you little woman, I will have this determination of support that comes from God, and I will stay until she goes. Now, when I sack her from the earth, I started giving her advice. I called her and said, well, listen, we are all gods. You're a God and you know I am. But you don't want to believe. I don't want to punish you. I have taken your land because you trespassed. Then I said to her, I have not destroyed your firmament. Go to another place because you're already a goddess. Go to another land and get lands. There are vacant places everywhere. From your firmament, you can declare, you can take any land. I told her, from your firmament, you can take any land that is not taken. She got angry and said, am I the one that is advising her? I should leave her land for her. And then she started going to villagers to go and tell them that I took her land. She started appearing to them in dream and tell them that I took her land. Sometimes she go to some people and be crying. And some people were telling me, I said, you're just wasting your time. This place is God's property. Go to another place. I told her this in 3 times. The last time I told her that, I command my captain to ignore it, to use matches on her sanctuary in the heavens. And now, why she cannot attack anybody anymore? If you're a goddess or a god, if you don't have sanctuary, you can't operate. So when she lost her sanctuary, she became a wanderer. You see, because and then she cannot come back to the earth. Why? She bound herself to produce a sanctuary. You know, if you're a god and you want to produce a sanctuary, some sanctuaries takes life of men. Like Jesus, when he wanted to produce a sanctuary, he lost his life. So if Jesus loses his life, loses his sanctuary, then he has lost everything. That is why when he rose from that sanctuary, he sat on that sanctuary. He sat on that sanctuary breathing so that he can protect his sanctuary and his own life. That is deep. I'm not supposed to say it. Somebody who is predicting rapture, does he know it? Does he know this process? When Moses was growing 80 years, did they know that Israel will come out? Now that time he was growing from age 1 to 60, 80. We call it the Lord will come like a thief in the night. Because it is a Messiah was already born, but he was moving around because the hour of emancipation hasn't come. Unnatural education. Injide, you're looking at me. What is that? Yes. No, it's not anywhere now. She lost her place here. And I was trying to tell her, I said, listen, we can be friends because you're a goddess. That's why sometimes I don't need to, because this is not religion. Some of us, you people here now get confused. So as I said, I respect you because you've already paid. Go to get another place. She refused. I told her 3 times. Then I raised. Now, sometimes I see her flying around like a bird. But I think she's dead now. You see, because it was in her firmament that she lives in her protection. So when her protection was taken, I will hear, she just moved like ogololo, ogololo, and then she's dead. So see, that day they burned her sanctuary. I don't see her anymore. She's out of existence. We call it annihilation. But if she's not stubborn, she would have been living somewhere. But you know, she can go to like Kogi State or Calabar. Reverend David. Reverend David said no Kogi State.
Awesome. Sometimes I feel, why should Shepherd give us microphone when he's around? He should just keep on sharing these mysteries so that we can rise. Praise the Lord. Shepherd, I want to thank you so much for being in our generation. I want to celebrate the divine enigma that you are. Thank you so much, sir. The only reason why he could be giving us microphone is because he has given us enough to eat. And we can only say what we have been taught to say. So whilst you are listening to me, you are listening to Shepherd.